Building Character is brought to you by the United States Marine Corps.
August 2nd, 2015, a date synonymous with heartbreak for those who knew Diego Villarreal. A Sunday morning that reduced a family of 4 to a grieving household of 3.
My whole world just stopped at that point. And all the training that you have as a police officer, first aid, CPR, everything I've seen out in the streets would prepare you for something like that. But it was just his dad holding his son die. And my wife and I got to hold him as he passed away.
You could have told me that, hey, this is gonna happen to you. In a million years, I would never believe you and just think you're absurd.
Our world was just totally turned around after that. And it was definitely the hardest day of my life.
A son, brother, friend, and teammate. A life cut short by suicide at just the age of 16.
It was a surprise. It was a huge surprise. You have that sense of disbelief because you know you've just seen this person a couple days before and they were perfectly fine. And, how could I have missed it? How could I have not seen it?
There's not a minute that doesn't go by that I don't think of my son and his bright smile. But it's how do I live with it? What do you do afterwards with that? You know, and that's what we're all about. All of us were kicked, but are we gonna climb in that hole or are we gonna do something about it?
Diego's legacy cemented in the form of Project 99, a nonprofit organization dedicated to raising awareness and erasing the stigma of suicide.
You think you don't need to know about suicide until it happens to you. And you know, you're always left wondering if I had known more about this, would I have asked the right questions? Would I have seen something? But our mission as we go out there is to get kids to understand that they have to ask for help. I think that is the one thing I wish I could say to Diego is that you could have asked us to help you. We were there for you. And I just wish you would ask for help. I say to them, I said, look at me, this is 2.5 years later and I still can't even talk about him hardly. And I said, so when you're feeling bad, you need to ask somebody to ask for help. And the other thing we tell kids is that if somebody comes to you and they say they're in crisis, you absolutely need to tell someone.
A mission that especially resonated with Kaylee Williams, who attended high school with Diego and contemplated suicide herself.
There were times where it was to the point where I didn't want to be here anymore. And I wanted to take my life. And if I wouldn't have reached out for help, I wouldn't be here right now. And I know that 100%.
Now a board member for Project 99, Kaylee reflects on how valuable their message really is.
I called Ed and I said, I want to help. When I was in high school, I dealt with self-harm and I was cutting myself. And I just want to make sure that no one else goes through these things. No one else has to harm themselves, has to feel like they're alone. And Project 99 has really empowered me to do that.
Going up there and talking about it is painful. And it's like pouring salt in the wound. But when you see people coming back and saying, hey, this really did help.
I still get people 2.5 years later just randomly saying, hey, thank you so much for what you're doing. Because we are talking about it. And if me and my family and other people in Project 99 coming up and talking saved at least one life, then I would do it all over again.
And I know that I can't save Diego, unfortunately, but I know that we're helping other kids.
Though the ache of August 2nd, 2015 remains, the foundation of Project 99 stands firm on their vision to bring light out of darkness, fueled by strength and a hope for the future.
Just let's get the conversation going and let's talk about this and let's let kids know that things can get rough sometimes, but that things get better if they just give it a chance. We say play for Diego, not because we're glorifying what Diego did, because what he did was a terrible choice, but we want them to stay in the game because things only get better if you continue to play the game.